guys, welcome to The Bond. My name is Barbara and I'm here with my co-host Pamela.
Hi,
but
guys.
Today we've got two very interesting guests. So on my left, I've got Blondie and then we've got Boy. How are you guys?
Doing well, guys.
Hi, guys.
It's that kind of day, huh?
It's that kind of day.
All right.
Well, so today we'll be talking about open relationships. And with open relationships, what I would like to ask my beautiful guest today is, what do you think an open relationship is, or what is the definition of open relationship?
For me, I think open relationship is anything that makes your relationship last longer or forever, like choices you have to make, like compromise, anything to just make you happy in your relationship, decisions you make together with your partner. I believe that's what open relationship is.
Oh, you want to be cute today, huh? Like all civil and shit about open and honest. I want to, when we start open relationship, I want to talk about how open are we? Are we opening ourselves to other people or not? Let's forget. Yeah, because let's talk about that. That's the fun stuff. I don't want the cute cuddly, let's be honest stuff.
I mean, let's be real here. Open relationship.
Blondie, you and I were friends, so.
Yeah.
How open are you in your relationship? Are you open?
We just started.
Okay, let's start. No problem. Yes. Into the deeper, okay, my bad. I'm jumping a few steps. I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm sorry.
you've said yours. Boy, what do you think open relationship
I mean, well, since I started down this road, I might as well carry on. Well, for me, I guess I look at it more from a perspective of not just, as Blondie would say, the openness of communication, but also opening yourselves up to other people and allowing other emotional connections, and maybe not just emotional, but physical connections to be a part of the relationship with third, fourth, and sometimes even fifth parties.
Yeah.
You know? And
Wow.
but even in that, there do arise some questions. But yeah, in my mind, when we start talking about openness, it's then the openness, I guess, stems from, like Blondie said, how true are you to the relationship and how true are you to yourself?
Right.
And if you're the sort of person that does form multiple emotional connections, can you be honest about that in the relationship to keep it strong, where you don't have to hide who you really are from your partner? And does your partner understand that this is part of who we are? And is it one-sided open? Is it both-sided open? So there's lots of questions, I guess, that come from that.
Yeah. So you as a female, Pamela, what do you think?
Actually liked what they mentioned, but open relationship to me is just a loose relationship.
Right. Lose. Interesting.
I feel
Yeah, lose. I like that.
And I think I'm more of a structured, pragmatic person. I like discipline. I kind of like boundaries.
Right.
And it can be open, but how open? What are the boundaries? And as he said, it should be open at the same level on both sides. It can't be 80% open on right and 5% open on left.
Right.
So I think getting to that type of understanding is just long. So I just feel like, nah.
Not for you.
Me asked.
Pamela, how do you feel about open relationships?
Pamela, I'm Barbara.
Exactly.
Cheers.
I've had a few drinks. And I was so like, what the fuck is she saying?
You be censored.
Barbara,
Okay, so me, right?
what's your take?
For me, open relationship, I would agree with the loose term of it, but I don't know if I could have an open relationship with somebody that I'm really into, because I'm not trying to say I'm a jealous person, but I don't like to share. Like, if we're gonna do this whole open relationship thing,
Nobody
then
likes to share.
no, there are people that they are in a committed relationship and they can still go out there and have multiple partners. I can't do that.
Compromise.
So let me ask you this question. So what are you not sharing, the physical or the emotion? Because they're two different things.
Both. I'm an attention seeker.
Okay.
I'm the type of lady that I want my man to be all over me, and I want to make sure that if you're mine, you're mine. Like I'm not sharing.
Exactly. Okay. So let's explore that.
Yeah.
that. So you have a man who can give you all. People, despite what they say about men, we can multitask. Okay. So just saying.
Let's agree
Just
to
saying.
disagree.
Just
Exactly.
saying.
Let's
Okay.
agree to disagree.
Not everywhere, but But all right, so there's a man who's giving you all the attention
Right.
you want, and he is doing everything you need him to do in bed. And then, I mean, you've got like your legs bent back here and all that shit,
everything,
right?
100%.
But he's still able to share himself physically with another
But when
person.
do you
I
have the
wouldn't
time?
want that. Exactly.
Wait,
Because if I'm saying,
Hey, who
saying
says
that
time?
we-
Why are you trying to rationalize the time? There's 24 hours in a day.
So,
no,
Nigga, people can be very efficiency is key.
listen, if
No,
you
no, no,
commit
no, no.
yourself to a person,
Exactly,
you would
your
not have time.
efficiency is
You would
because
not have
if
time.
I
Okay,
agree,
be there.
I guess what-
You want to die
Be
young.
there. Be there.
we're talking about open relationship.
said
here.
be
Open
there.
relationship. So the whole talk about commitment, I don't think should come in.
Right.
Because at the end
No,
of the day,
it does.
We're talking about being open now, which is, I believe, open relationship is
There's-
more of compromise
Than commitment.
Commitment.
I agree
No,
with
but
you.
it is compromise, but it's also
Yeah.
commitment. Because the thing is, I believe that for it to be open, you initially started a relationship with somebody,
Yeah.
and the both of you have agreed
Yeah.
or are okay with the terms of, each one having like multiple
Partners.
sexual partners.
But you know
see?
what?
And so-
I feel they miss something. Something is missing in their relationship, and they need to kind of fill that
Well,
void.
well, there are two ways you can look at it. I agree
It's
with that.
weird.
I agree with
Like,
that.
Fix the problem. Don't
Well,
go out.
it depends
there.
on how you start or where you start. So I'll give you two examples.
Right.
I have been in a relationship that was open, but from the beginning.
Right.
So we started off, I like you like me. We've gone out on a couple of dates. We've been intimate with each other.
Yeah.
But then we've also had the conversation that we are not the only person we're each seeing.
Okay.
But we're also not denying that we actually do have genuine feelings for each other.
Right.
Now, that relationship then built over time where then we moved from being with multiple partners to being
exclusive.
in fact, we ended up living together at a point. Wow. That's how far forward in the relationship we went. Then I've also witnessed, now it's interesting because there's a TV show I really like watching. It's one of those things that is a collection of short stories but set in the same city with multiple overlaps. Now, in that story is a married couple who seem to be getting on great. I mean, in the first episode, they're having great sex, they've got kids,
Yeah.
the guy's a writer, she's like a business exec, different types of lives. But then a few stories in, you realize that there's a bit of sexual incompatibility creeping into their relationship.
Right.
At which point they go see a therapist and say, let's have an open relationship physically.
Right.
What ends up happening is very interesting because starting from a completely closed off relationship, she has a very intense sexual, physically
Attraction.
physical attraction to one person that she has sex with, and he forms an emotional bond with the other person he has sex with, right? And he was the one who actually didn't want to start the process, but to save his marriage, he went down this road. So now the experience brought them to the breaking point of their marriage, where he was now in a emotional attachment with someone else, while she was just having physical sex
Yeah.
Right.
and not having any connection with human beings. And he kind of now was, well, do I want to stay in the marriage? Do I not
wanna
want to
go.
stay in the marriage?
Yeah.
And she now realized, well, there's value in my marriage, and he's questioning it. So it's harder, like you said, to bring it into the relationship down the line. If you're going to start doing this kind of thing,
You start it
Start
from
on
the
day one.
beginning.
Because I believe that
start on day
Yeah.
one.
relationship can either make your relationship stronger or
Or
break it.
break it.
Because guess what? The minute you involve other people in your relationship, whether
Yeah.
emotionally or physically, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a compatibility issue then? Because I mean, we have emotional compatibility, recreational compatibility, spiritual compatibility, sexual compatibility.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you're choosing a partner, why don't we kind of look at least the minimum, which are like maybe the 3 top priorities,
For us,
so that we don't get to that stage
But
where
people choose not to do it because some of these things are also vulnerabilities within
Right.
yourself. You have to
Yeah.
expose to someone at an
That's
early
true.
stage.
Yeah.
That's very
So,
true.
like you said at the beginning, if you're not willing to know that you can be open and vulnerable about what your requirements are, it's going to be a crash and burn.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to say, I need
Absolutely.
to be able to say, listen, Barbara, I'm totally digging you. Like,
Yeah.
I want to, I'm really trying to find out, right?
Are you?
Well, maybe I'm shooting my shot right now. How do you know?
Oh my God.
I'm just
On
saying.
TV?
okay? Yeah, I mean, we're being real, right? Let's put everything on the table, right? So let's say I'm like, all
I'm
right,
actually hot now.
but I'm the sort of person, and we need to be intentional about our relationships, right? So I choose to be intentional. So I need to say, I need multiple emotional and physical connections.
Yeah.
But we also need to draw the line. Is it 5, 6, 10, 20? No, it isn't. It can't be. Because at that point then, I mean, we are walking through a whole minefield of sexual disease. And I mean, forget COVID even. Like, we're going far out, like, there's a whole lot of problems we are bringing with that. So let's define the parameters. Okay, maybe at any given point in time, I'm only allowed a maximum of 2 emotional connections, which you must also know about. If you have them, I must know about them as well. We need to be able to be fully expressive about what we are and draw our boundaries.
Okay, there's one question I want
Go
to
ahead.
ask.
Yeah.
Is who usually brings up the conversation?
Exactly. How do you come up with it?
Who brings up the conversation?
I don't know.
Is it the guy or the woman?
Yeah, like,
It
let's
can
have
never
a
be
relationship.
It can never be
If the
us.
woman
Can
brings
it?
up the conversation.
The conversation, let me tell you, I have been in that position. I have had an open relationship. Let me tell you. See, this is how I met this girl. I thought I'm winning here. She's in love with me. Yes, ma'am.
Hold that thought.
All right, we're on break.
We'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back to The Bond. Before we went on the break, Boy was telling us about a relationship that he had with this lady. So would you like to?
Yeah, so I was talking about,
carry on?
who starts the conversation? The conversation it's not a conversation. It's an act that shows you what's going on. You have to find what's happening in your situation. No, let me tell you.
What about communication?
Wait. I'll tell you my experience.
Okay.
So, started seeing each other. I thought, hey, I'm winning here. This girl's totally into me. We'd been on a couple of dates. I mean, we've had, you've progressed from the Tuesday, Wednesday date to the Thursday, Friday. Because the day of the week you go out is very important.
Yeah.
If you start at the beginning of the week, it means that you're really low in the schedule of booking. If you end up closer to the weekend, you're doing good. So anyway, she worked at the
didn't know
bar. Yes,
Girls,
these are
listen.
Listen to this.
So I go to the bar, and she asked me to meet her after work because she's a bartender at this bar she works at. So I go, and as it's getting to closing time, she walks out one of her customers who's been sitting at the bar drinking. We've all kind of been laughing and chatting. And just as I'm sitting there, she fully snogged the guy out the front door, like just full snoggment. I'm like,
Did she see you?
we had been all hanging out having drinks, dog.
Okay.
So she walks him out because she had asked me to meet her there.
Yeah.
So she walks him out, full kiss on the mouth, hug, goodbye. So I'm like,
Wait, what?
so she walks back and she goes, I hope you're cool. I'm like,
What?
well, if you tell me what's going on, I could be cool.
Yeah.
She goes, well, I assume that even though we like each other, we're still not at a place where we should say we're committed to each other.
that's hard.
So I'm still seeing other people. And I assume you're also seeing other people. I said, oh, in that
Have you guys been
context,
intimate at this point?
yes, fully.
Fully, and she still didn't mention anything.
That would have been a shock.
But guess what? I mean, but really and truly, we were intimate in this fashion where we had gone out, we had had a great time. We're adults. Things happen. So to me, it could have ended at that's all that happened and never again. And you see, I approach intimacy with people differently.
Right.
We'd hung out enough that I knew I liked her enough.
Yeah.
And we ended up, doing what we do. We smashed the fuck out of each other.
We don't need to know.
But the point being that
Like, can you even see the joy in his
to
face?
me,
I'm so happy. Like,
no, but to me, it wasn't so much about that we had been intimate. But it wasn't so much that we had been intimate that for me, when it presented with the set of facts, I did a very quick mental calculation. And the mental calculation that I did said, yeah, I like hanging out with this person. The vibe is good. The flow is good. And if I cast my mind back, where I have not necessarily been a committed partner to people, this has felt great. And guess what? It's out in the open. Until the point where we decide we're being committed to each other, we can still hang out and make decisions based on how we feel at any given point in time. So if today I don't feel like hanging out or I don't feel like being intimate, that's okay. And if you don't, that's okay too.
Right.
And when we want to see each other, then we generally want to see each
So
other.
she posed the question.
She did pose the question. Or she posed she propositioned me.
And what, you went with it?
I fully went with it.
He was happy. He was
Wait, are you kidding me?
he was
Wait, let's put
for
this in
me,
perspective.
like, what?
As a 20-year-old who is being given the option to have a girl
And plenty.
and still other girls.
you
Are you kidding?
This is a book.
Fully licensed.
Okay,
Eh,
good. Like, okay, if I want to ask you something, like, for me, I believe that's the best thing that can happen to a guy.
Wow.
No, seriously. But for women, is that the best thing that can happen to a woman if a guy suggests that?
I don't
Why?
think.
Why though?
I
But
don't
why
think
do they not-
women.
but
No,
have sexual
I think
needs
I
too,
can do
and
it
emotional
if I'm
needs.
not intimate, if I don't go
Yeah, if you're not intimate
but
with a
for
guy,
women,
but like
intimacy is different.
once you've
Yes,
let's
it
be
forms-
real.
it-
Once you've had sex with a guy, you become very
Connected to-
attached
yeah.
to the person. Like
That's
you feel like he's mine. You become this mama bear where you're like super protective of him, and then you like you don't. That's why I said me personally, I cannot share. Like I can't.
Me too.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question conversely.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question conversely. You're okay as a woman. Are you okay with accepting that your man might have other women, but you don't know about it? Is that a better position?
I don't even want to think about
No,
it.
no, but the reality is, we've had this conversation. Let's
No,
go
we
there.
have.
Let's go there.
We have, and I
If you
said-
know that your man treats you well, he comes
Yeah.
home every night, he's
Right.
not disrespecting you in the streets, but he does have other women, whether you have proof or not. Actually, the fact situation,
Yes,
he does. Does that sit better with you than knowing that I'm telling you, I have this other woman,
Yeah.
and this is who she is, and if I'm not with you, this is where I am. Which is a better proposition for you?
None of that works for me. None of it works for me.
That is not an open relationship.
I know, exactly. That's not
No, but
open
you know, for
relationship
a
anymore.
woman-
That means you would cheat.
Exactly.
So are we honest about you?
Yeah, yeah.
Open relationship, like at the end of the day,
When we're talking about open relationship, is it official relationship or is it during the official?
Well, it's
It
a
can
question of,
even
it's a
be in a
choice.
marriage.
It's who
It can
chooses
even be
at
in
what
a
point to
marriage.
choose.
So even inside the serious one,
yes.
Yes,
Marriage.
but in
But
marriages,
even for a woman, it looks like you are not fulfilling the man, and it looks like what's wrong with me?
No,
Okay,
no, no,
okay,
no,
so
no,
let me
no.
explain
It's
it to
not
you.
about- sometimes
Let's
it's
have
not
the
about-
conversation.
one sec. I think sometimes it's not about fulfilling the man. Once you've been with somebody for so long, you get adapt.
Attached.
No, not
but
attached. Adapt to each other. Like
Okay.
you kind of like it's not like you don't get bored, but like you know everything about them. You know their routine, what
Right,
they like, what they don't
right.
like. And some people feel like going out is more of like an excitement, but it doesn't mean that they
okay.
don't love their partners.
No, it's not
It
about
just
love.
means that
it's
like
not about love.
you
Open
know.
relationship is not about love, but it's
but
just
sometimes
about,
it can be.
So are you saying that you're in a relationship, but you want to go and get love out there?
Okay, let's put it this way.
yeah, that's a
I
good
find
way of
that
putting it.
okay, so let's break down. You see, the concept of love in relationship, I find is very dangerous to try and use that as. So I choose to say emotional connection.
Okay.
Now, human beings are capable of multiple emotional connections at the exact same time. It's why you're able to love your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, and then your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You can form multiple emotional
I even
connections.
love your dog.
Thank you.
Oh Lord.
Now,
Because at the end of the day,
yeah, it's an emotional
an
connection.
emotion.
It is an emotional
from
connection.
human being to animals,
Yeah.
it's like
Absolutely.
you're still able to
Yeah.
put all in one body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how does that preclude me from being with a partner who I have a strong emotional connection with,
Right.
but then not be able to form another emotional connection with someone? And human beings are in such a way that I may spend a lot of time with you because
Yeah.
we're together, but I also may spend a lot of time with someone else who I may work with or do, and we form a completely
it.
different, entirely
I get it.
emotional bond
Right.
from the one I have with you. It doesn't mean that I'm lacking something here that I'm looking for there. It's that I formed two different
That's fine. That
emotional
makes
bonds.
sense.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Yes.
So would you be able to marry two
Woman.
women
Yes,
at the same time?
4,
Four.
if I can.
Wow.
I'm Catholic and
Why not?
struggling. I'm struggling as Catholic to figure out how to balance that
think I'll not
Muslim
be able
virtue.
You would.
Ah.
Why not?
Why-
But
Okay,
okay,
tell us why
okay, you finish and I'll tell
What
you.
I'll not be able to is that there's always this, like for other people that do it, and I'm not criticizing it, you
Yeah.
know, but
He's not criticizing you.
not
Don't
for other
worry.
people, like, boy, I know you can do it. I can see it in your,
Is in his eyes.
everything about him.
Yeah, he
lifestyle.
can
What?
do it.
See how they're
Okay, see how they're
judging
spoiling my bad name. It's okay.
There's a few conversations.
My name is already bad. Now they are spoiling
Conversations we've been
it.
having those days that he's been thinking of
That was that, right?
things like that, you know, but
Oh boy.
But you sanctioned it because you said you wanted
no,
it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So, but for me, I just believe that it's chaotic. It's always stress.
Right.
Right.
Because like
It
for
is.
like for my dad, my dad had like he was always married to my mom, but he had like other women,
Yeah.
you know, and it worked for him. It worked for the family at home. We had a better upbringing because it was just my mom at home. He
Yeah.
could always bring the kids of his
Other women.
other
Wives
ladies to
or
the
ladies
house,
or whatever.
but he just always believed that one woman should run a home.
That's fine. Yeah.
You understand? Because when you start bringing other multiple women to run homes, you know,
It's a problem.
Yeah. Women are
I
very.
agree with
It's a
you. They should
problem.
stay in their space.
Stay in
Everybody
your
in their
space.
space. I mean, look.
if you are rich enough, like my
Our good brother here.
Amen. I collect your blessing. I collect your blessing. I collect your blessing.
and you stay here, your own.
He's even willing to have them in different countries.
Oh yeah, he's happy.
Ah! So you want
Okay, well,
you only want to
my
spend
father
Ghana
once said,
cedis.
"Don't think like a poor man." Yes, they can live anywhere they want to live. No, but you have a point. I don't believe that you should mix the formula shouldn't be mixed.
Yeah.
Right.
I also feel maybe the word marriage and 4 women is contentious.
Yeah.
I think I can form more than one emotional bond with a person that I can share life with. And I feel like, and I've heard stories, some people have made things work for them. I've heard stories about how guys will say, okay, I've got 2 wives. There's nothing they are lacking in either. You want 2 children, you get what you get. But they split their lives in such a way that if I'm with Pamela for 3 days, you don't have access to me for those 3 days.
That's so unfair.
I'm Pamela's for 3 days. So if you didn't tell me in advance that you have a family party or something, and you can't access me. However, when I'm with you for the next 3 days, Pamela has
What
no
type
right.
of relationship is so
Why?
hard
No.
for me? I'm not
Why is that?
getting it.
No. Because
that's
it is.
the only way they
It
can
is
share.
clear.
Yeah,
No. There's a clear. No. Because at that point.
And
No.
that's the
Because
reason
you see, if it's too flexible, then imagine one person starts making more deals.
But that's the reason why I'm saying. That's
Why
the
you
reason
angry?
why I'm saying I couldn't do it because
It doesn't work for you.
because I like to be spontaneous. Like,
Yeah.
babe, let's go to Paris.
So you have to wait for
Let's go
Friday.
I have
We
to
can go
wait.
to Paris.
for your weekend.
You want to go to
It
Paris?
doesn't have to be.
You want to go to Paris? No. Wait, I have a solution. I have a solution for you. Barbara, we don't have a problem. You want to go to Paris?
No.
Tonight. You want to go to Paris tonight?
Yeah,
No
tonight.
problem. Don't think like a broke man. You go ahead. I'll meet you in a day. Start shopping. Start shopping for 24 hours. You get the black card. Go shopping.
But
Yeah.
on Thursday, he's with the other one, and at night you're feeling cold. What's going on?
Exactly.
You must
What is
go.
Then you know what? I have no problem. Guess what? Okay. No. You don't have
the
things.
things.
Blondie. Let's fuck it up. Okay. Let's fuck it up.
How?
Let's fuck it up.
Exactly.
No problem.
Have a man.
Guess what?
A whole
Barbara,
world thing.
I have no problem.
And then
Use it.
You guys are arguing too much. Why are you worried? Wait, why are you worried? You have
wants to be
no.
everywhere.
You have a man.
because
Also,
imagine
wait. You
it's
have a
true.
man. Also, you have a man. Also, come through.
What? Come through what?
Come through and let's get it out.
I should join
with the other person.
Come through now.
Why are we, like, are you serious? You're not serious.
Come through.
Are we still talking
I
about
just told you I can't share.
the topic
Come through
or
now.
we've changed the
They say
topic
it's
to,
open.
like,
If it's open, I'll be it's
Is this you
open.
shooting your shot or what?
No,
I'm everything.
him said-
I've shot, I've jumped, I've dunked, I've done everything. Ali
He's like
himself.
a second. Anything you want, he's there. 360.
Okay.
All right, let's bring it back to civility.
Back to
All right, no, the truth is, there are challenges to trying to keep multiple relationships, granted.
Yeah.
But I feel that you see how people when they get divorced, but they have kids and they have to manage raising those children still.
Yeah,
They
co-parent.
communicate. They say, okay, this is the plan. This is the. You have to be as intentional inside the relationship. So if as a person I need multiple emotional connections, I need to be able to say that in a very short period of time from when we start talking
I
or
think so
dating.
too.
You need to be okay with that. And if you're not okay, I then need to make a decision that do I want to carry on knowing that there's not going to be any conversation
Yeah.
about opening this, or do I say, Charlie, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
What
if
I
you
need
fall
is
in love with the person then?
Love is fickle.
No, guess
Love
what?
is not permanent.
Guess what? Another thing I
It's
think.
not, but
So it's not enough.
at the time.
I can fall in love. Then let's just be friends for a period.
But another thing I think.
No, fair enough. Then
is
let's
that-
be
is
friends
that
for a period.
When it comes to marriage, sex is very important.
It's extremely
Yeah.
important.
Very important because guess what? For
Just
guys-
You have to like
No,
fucking
no,
the
no,
person.
For guys,
Sorry.
for guys, usually it's after sex that they really know if this is their girl.
Yeah.
For guys,
Is it?
yeah, after sex they really know that.
I see.
Guess what? Most
I
guys.
didn't know that.
No,
Girls,
But
listen.
guess what, most
Listen
guys,
from the
You make a
guys,
big
oh.
mistake if you
Guess
think that that's your girl before you.
Yeah.
Because you can disappoint yourself. oh.
No,
Most
but
guys,
Babs,
most
you
guys that got
actually
married,
promoting
that
something
got-
wrong
Most
here.
guys that got married to a particular girl, it's just because.
He is promoting that girls, just open up.
no,
after,
don't open up.
After we taste them, we know if you are the
But
right
guess what,
one.
though?
How?
Exactly.
Maybe it's called inception, planting an idea.
Yeah.
You will not convince
So
us.
it's very important, and if in your relationship, to keep your relationship,
Yeah.
if the sex is not working and you need to be open in
Yeah.
your relationship to make
Yeah.
it work,
Yeah.
but the goal is to keep your relationship going. It's not because you guys are free.
So would you say-
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Because you guys love each other so much.
That's
that
very
There's a
true.
lot at stake.
Yeah.
That's
you
very
try
true.
everything.
You'd rather do
The
anything
same way you
else.
go to
I'm doing it
therapy,
'cause I'm afraid.
You go to therapy to keep your relationship. I believe the same way that you're just doing that to make sure your relationship is.
I want to be the bad guy.
is
This year.
intact.
I want to be the
That's
bad guy
true.
this year.
That's what I believe
Yeah, let's do
about
that.
open relationship. So, seriously.
No,
But listen, yeah. So are you saying that when you're choosing to be in a relationship, sexual intimacy
Oh.
should be top?
You know, guess what? I
Should be
think
among
It
the
should be a
top priority.
conversation.
it's like 65%.
65%.
Because guess what? If you're not
So
compatible
sexual and
sexually,
Yeah.
It's not going to go
it's
anywhere.
not gonna work.
It's
And you
not
see,
gonna
now,
work.
you see, and let me answer your question.
Yeah.
The other point is, I feel as people and as young people, we're too quick to jump into relationships and into commitment.
yeah.
I can like you. I can like spending time with you.
Yeah.
Let's do that for a period of time before we decide what this is even.
Yeah.
The truth is, as adults, we will probably end up having sex sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
That is the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing if it doesn't last.
Right.
Let's not jump into saying we're in a relationship and we're committed and we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this from day one.
Yeah.
Because then we start setting too many boundaries before we've discovered what our real
True.
vibe
That's
and our
very
real
true.
boundary is.
That's very
Let's spend some time.
Okay.
Hang out on my couch
But I
with me.
think sex
Let's
should
have
be
a
the
meal or
last
guess
two.
what? For women, look at Pam.
But if you like me enough, no, Pam, I agree with you. No, sex is important.
sex is
No, I agree with you.
No, wait,
Let me make the point. So yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, I want to hear
Okay.
you.
Sex is extremely important.
Yes.
But I
What
think
percentage?
I think let's say 55 for me.
So it's
Yo, I would say
Hold on,
70.
I'm feeling like it's something that can be worked on,
I
can be
mean-
adjusted. It's about communication, it's about feeling. So it should be the last thing. I want to be compatible on other side. I want to make sure that intellectually we can
Pam, let's be real. Let's be real.
Then go and date your best friend from school. No, go and date the smartest guy from school.
Wait. Let's be real. Pam.
That means that's the first thing.
No, hold on. I feel like, listen, it doesn't mean because it's 55% you have to go in that order. You can start from the rest. Because as I said,
Sure.
if you have that sexual
Let me answer your question,
compatibility, you're not going to be eating sex
I
every
have
day.
one
And
stop.
let's talk about
No,
No
yeah,
problem.
but
I agree with
but
you.
I
Just
feel
one
like-
question. One question. The fact that you got
And
to
our
the
final
position,
question.
the part that you got to the position for sex, all those questions have been answered. You like the guy enough.
Exactly.
You like the guy enough
once you
that
find
now that you're about to
the guy
be
is
depanted,
good, you know
as you're
you're
about to be,
finished.
no, you see,
I
let's
don't know
be,
what you're talking
no,
about.
let's be adults about it, right?
Please.
The fact that you are spending time with
You
me.
need to give her like practical.
No. She's
look
my
at this
sister.
one,
No,
look
she's
at
my
this
sister,
one.
so I can have this conversation.
Yeah.
The point is, you like me enough. You liked what I look like.
Yeah.
We had a couple of conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made you laugh a
Yeah.
little bit because you said, be careful of a guy who can make you laugh. He will
True.
depant
That's
you.
very
It's
true.
true.
I made you laugh a little bit.
Somebody knows.
I made you laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
You enjoyed. We had a great meal. We had a good conversation. We could talk about other things. We lay on the couch for a second. You put your head on my chest, and we start making out, and our clothes are off.
So is that how it happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Now wait. So we've had sex, and then guess what? We don't last. It's not the end of the world because we did form an emotional connection.
It's not.
Okay. I think we're gonna have to leave this conversation
Okay,
here.
we have to come back
We're
soon,
gonna
though.
come back with probably for
But I
part
still
2
don't agree,
because
man.
this was too interesting. But guys, thank
So
you so
open
much.
yes or no. You open yes or no?
No, I'm
Open
not
yes
doing
or
it.
no? Yes.
Before, but when it gets
No.
serious, it's a no.
Okay.
Anyway,
So 50-50.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming, guys. And guys at home, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share the video.
Cheers.
Take care and stay
Nice one.
safe. Bye.